Let's start the day with treating the hostage to a meal of sorts. Right? The springs of banana peel. See how much goes around. I already dropped some of it on the ground. Yeah. Let's do this. Let's do this part to start the day. Fresh feedings. Here, take some. You're gonna love it. Green's gonna love yellow. Yeah. Well, brown by the time it sits here for a little bit. Look at it. Yeah. Hey folks, welcome to Plane and Traffic, and today's episode is taking place at Sweetwater Creek State Park in Lithia Springs, Georgia. We're dead west of Atlanta. Okay, Douglas County Film Trail. And these are the movies that have been shot and TV shows that have been shot here. So maybe you've seen some of them. Right off the top. But maybe this isn't amazing looking. Look at this. Ready? Look at this one. Oh, that's beautiful. Right when I was behind, it was back this way a little bit. There was a splash on the top of this water. And being that I do love fishing, I would have liked to seen that fish. The ring was pretty good. Pretty good sized ring. Yeah, moving away from them branches right here. Somebody ate somebody there. Sometimes every shot that you're able to get is not good for you. So that one where I just came out of that hole, yeah, I'm still wiping the spider webs off. But yeah, here you go. What do we got here? All right. Be two of the yellow bellied sliders. That they're talking about turtles. We'll see. I don't know how we're going to see because I'm not going to get any closer than this. pretty here, very pretty. And you know you're a professional at being pretty when you add a swing. Yeah. Last swing I was on was a graffiti pier. A little different. Pretty in her own ways though. So on July 9th, 1864, we had the Union forces burn this cotton mill to the ground during the Civil War. And this is what remains of it. And this has been protected ground for landmark, obviously historical landmark reasons, since the 60s. There's this right here. Oh, I'm getting a workout today. From this perch here, high above Sweetwater Creek, you can hear the energy of that water, you know, the rapids here running downstream. But so when me and Braxy B projected where we might want to move, of course, you know, I was like, oh, Douglasville, Georgia seems really nice. Yeah, and as a homeowner, I'm already like, oh, I wonder, I don't even know what made me want to, just because I'm a homeowner and I own a place close to the Delaware Bay, I was like, oh, I wonder if there's even any kind of flood. They're so far from the Atlantic Ocean, there's probably no flood insurance issue. We were looking at a town in North Carolina that was kind of inland, but they had so many tributaries flowing from the Atlantic, excuse me, that there was a little bit of a concern there. So I was like, oh, I guess I checked Douglasville. Let me tell you something. September, I'm going to say the 20, I feel like the 20th, September 20th, 2009. This area, from a historical standpoint, had one of the highest flood incidents in U.S. history. September 20th, 2009. They broke records that were standing for 90 years. And this area, Lithia Springs, Georgia, and Austell, were especially hard hit. There was $500 million in damage. Residence damage. It was over 20,000 residences, homes, and they got 20 inches, projected 20 inches of rain in 24 hours. And so this, like, you would, well, from here, I'm going to post some pictures of it, but I remember looking, going, oh, I guess I'm going to have to discuss this with my realtor, what's flood zone and what isn't, because there is flood zone here. And yeah, let me take out my trusty paperwork and see if I missed any critical info. Oh, no. Yeah, so unfortunately 10 casualties, and they're saying 8 of them were people driving across flooded roads.
I know what I'm not doing, because they will get a flood warning. And I guess irrigation is a lot of a problem in some of these zones. I think maybe there was some corrections made during the last, 15 years that this happened. But one thing's for sure, one thing I noticed, especially like going out to the Marietta Diner, there's a lot, it's mountainous. This area around Atlanta is mountainous. And there's peaks and valleys. 20 inches of rain is 20 inches of rain. That's absolutely going to blow anyone away. I remember that one storm we got up in Philadelphia where the Vine Street Expressway was flooded. And people were, oh my God, it's kind of gross, but people were in there swimming. So we can get everybody, but that happened here. And this area, Sweetwater Creek, was one of the main, or you could see, you could see the size of this. I mean, even through this tree, how wide it is, just at this point alone, and even back where I was talking about that fish popping out of the water, you know, it broke. They got 20 gauges that were underwater, so they stopped reading how high the water went, but it went 20 feet above flood stage and 9 feet above the previous record that was set probably 90 years ago. And that all happened in this pretty area, September 2009. So, you know, fingers crossed we don't see that again, but definitely had to make a note of that. So as pretty as something can be, and we already know how powerful water can be, so fingers crossed. Finally got one of these guys on video, because they definitely are running amok. It's a nice sized one. The other last one I saw was smaller. It was gray and it had a nice design on its back too as well, but it was smaller. Okay, I see you. That lizard let me take its picture up close. They just chilled there while I was snapping away. And I was only so many feet. I was literally like, maybe I got almost to 6 inches. Whatever that is. And then it wasn't until I walked away did it start all this. That's really cool. There he goes, doing push-ups. 1, 2, 3, little ones. Perch right here on this rock. Sit here and just look at all this. Whether you're in the treetops, some water flow, some rapids, right? This is nice. Very pretty. So in Philadelphia, we actually do, there's plenty of hiking trails in Philly, and one that resembles this to me is the Wissahickon. There's some nice parts that really make you go, I wonder if I should keep going on this trail. And they have some vistas, but I'm not so sure they have vistas like this, but they probably do. I haven't seen them. This is super right here. I can see right through this crack over here, I can see what looks like a waterfall. Maybe not really tall, but right in there. Learn something new every day. Christmas fern. Right there. And you know what? I cut a bunch of this the other day by Tree Creek. You know? And now I'll know what it is. Christmas fern. Okay. So the ruins were New Manchester Mill. And we saw them. And apparently there's a company store somewhere around here, but we'll, who knows where it's at. Maybe it's behind me. But anyway, when you go over to here, brick manufacturing area, I guess it was in that direction somewhere. But you read about all this sawmill, blah, 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 blah. His company was known as Ferguson's Merchant Mills using slave labor. Ferguson, blah, 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 blah. Angus was known for being scribbled out. And many scribble with him until his death in 1892. So Google search Angus Ferguson. Alright, can you say afternoon nap? I can. Ooh, okay, so Sweetwater Creek State Park. I can see where my workout space is going to be, right here. You know, and I think like the weather in Georgia's probably makes it available. I mean, I go in Pennypack a lot, but this is not Pennypack. Okay, so I'll be back next time. $5 to park your car, and then just do whatever you want here. There's a whole list. They got maps and stuff like that for, you know, to show you all the amenities of sorts that they have here, whether it's cooking out and fishing and swimming. Oh my goodness. And if you want to just burn some fat, and I have plenty of it, oh yeah, this is the place. So I'll see you next episode. Thanks for watching, and have a pleasant day and a pleasant tomorrow.